Hello and welcome to K News. This is Hardik Trivedi. Let's see what is going on in the world. A, a spokesperson from a key House panel said Friday that the White House has blocked Dr. Anthony Fauci from testifying next week at a hearing on the coronavirus outbreak. House Appropriations Committee spokesman Evan Hollander said the panel sought Fauci, the highly respected director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, as a witness for a subcommittee hearing on the government's response to the pandemic, but was denied. Hollander said the panel was informed by an administration official that Fauci's testimony was blocked by the White House. The White House said Fauci is busy dealing with the pandemic and will appear before Congress later. In fact, Fauci is set to appear the next week after a Senate hearing. A spokesperson for the Health, Education, Labor and Pensions Committee said the Senate is held by Trump's Republican allies while the House is controlled by Democrats. While the Trump administration continues its whole of government response to COVID-19, including safety opening up American again and expediting vaccine development, it is counterproductive to have the very individuals involved in those efforts appearing at congressional hearings, said White House spokesman Jude Dere. We are committed to working with Congress to offer testimony at the appropriate time. Fauci is the top scientist on President Donald Trump's coronavirus task force and is no stranger to testifying before Congress. He has sometimes contradicted Trump's optimistic misstatements about the virus and how much it is under control after claiming more than 64,000 lives in the US. Fauci was warned against relaxing social distancing rules that have helped slow the spread of the virus but caused a major hit to the economy. That has earned him criticism for some of Trump's most ardent supporters, and Trump himself has retweeted a supporter who called for Fauci's firing. Hong Kong police used pepper spray Friday night to disperse more than 100 protesters singing and chanting pro-democracy slogans in a shopping mall. The demonstrators sung the protest anthem Glory to Hong Kong and chanted Glory to Hong Kong Revolution of Our Times in the new Town Plaza Mall in Hong Kong's New Territories. As the protesters gathered, police stopped and searched some and later told them to leave, saying they were violating coronavirus social distancing rules. The police then used pepper spray while dispersing the crowd before cordoning off the atrium of the mall. The protest was one of several small ones that went ahead on the May 1st Labor Day holiday, despite rules that forbid public gatherings of more than 4 people. Protesters also gathered near Kowloon's Mongkok and Kwun Tong subway stations. Organizers initially planned citywide protests, but many were cancelled, with the organizers urging people to eat at pro-democracy restaurants instead to support them as business slumps because of coronavirus-related restrictions. Friday protests were the latest in a string of demonstrations at shopping malls over the past week. They follow the arrest of 15 pro-democracy activists and former lawmakers last Saturday. The demonstrations are constitution of a movement that began last June to protest an extradition bill that would have allowed detainees in Hong Kong to be transferred to mainland China. Although the bill was later withdrawn, the demonstrations continued for months before a lull starting in January as the coronavirus pandemic broke out. A massive influx of migrant workers is expected in Bihar in the near future and arrangements must be in place for their mandatory 21-day quarantine, medical tests, treatment and economic rehabilitation, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has said. At a marathon meeting here on Friday which lasted for close to 6 hours, Kumar asked officials to pull up their socks as the migrants, students and pilgrims, said to be in millions, seem poised to return home in droves on board special trains run by the center. Besides, other modes of transport may be arranged upon mutual agreement between the states concerned to facilitate their return, he said. We must ensure that the quarantine